Brought to you by stationhousecoffee.com and Ting.
What you manifest in your mind, you can bring to reality.
Hollywood show, a series on Netflix that I had, it's been out for a few weeks, and I had heard a couple people on podcasts mentioning. Finally checked it out. I've been binging a lot of TV shows recently, looking for things that are just ways to mentally unplug from the life situations that we're all dealing with right now. And Hollywood was surprisingly good. I don't really know what to expect. I kind of knew it was old-timey Hollywood, but that's about it. But the premise is it's crazy. So it's Hollywood post-World War II. A lot of ex-soldiers and stuff are in Hollywood trying to become actors. It follows a lot of kind of up-and-coming actors trying to get work during this time. But it also, I mean, the premise, how it starts is there was this gas station that doubles as like a gigolo brothel in a way. There's like people pull up to this gas station, men and women, and then they would, say, "Take me to Dreamland," and that was the code word to get one of these good-looking young gas station attendants to go hang out with you and have sex with you. So at that time, I mean, part of it was kind of the underground way for people who are gay or wives that have, husbands that are cheating on them, gave them an outlet for their sexual energy. And I mean, especially the LGBTQ community, as far as, I mean, back then it was illegal to be gay, which is insane. Like this show tackles a lot of stuff, right? So that's kind of the overall premise, how like they're trying to make money, and within that they start networking and they start seeing different people in the industry, and then things kind of get going and start bubbling up for them. But you're definitely seeing the dark side of Hollywood. You're seeing kind of the Hollywood that I think Weinstein dreamed of. But yeah, this show really does a lot to champion the underdogs, especially of that time, the minorities of the time, the racial minorities, the sexual minorities of the time, and really tackles that. So it's very much it's sad in a lot of ways that a lot of the things that this show is dealing with and talks about are things that are currently going on in modern day 2020 with old school white supremacy and just bigotry and hatred. This movie, or this show, I should say, deals with a lot of that, with just amazing writing, great acting. I love all the characters, but it's also about, like, as a creative person, as an artist, as somebody who makes stuff and puts it out into the world. This show is so much about just creating art. It's so much about breaking the rules of creating art, especially in like the movie industry. There's a lot of quote unquote rules, especially back then, of how things were done. Like you can't have like if you had a black lead in your movie, then a lot of theaters, especially in the South, wouldn't show your movie. You'd be boycotted. It was just like, it was a type of racism that not only just racism, but just they were anti homosexual as well. And it was systematic, where it's like you can't live a life, you can't make a living if you are out as somebody who's gay. You can't make a living if you're a black kid wanting to write a movie. But this show shows like underdogs persevering, and it's just like towards the end, like the beginning of the show is really crazy because you're seeing this gas station gigolo setup, and then you're kind of getting into like the underdogs, the racially and sexually oppressed, and then And then it really turns into like this amazing story. Very Tarantino in a way. Like Tarantino's newest kind of trend in his movies are to alter history. Like he sets up these things like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood or Inglourious Bastards, where it's this whole setup, but then there's this end twist that is such a payoff because it's like this historical revenge twist. Like killing Hitler is like something that is, I'm sure, dreamt of by all of the people that were oppressed by the Nazis, you know? Or with the not Zodiac killer, whatever that killer was that was going to kill that chick's name in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I can't even think about it. My brain didn't think I was going that deep. But that's what Tarantino has done, where he doesn't care about being historically accurate. In fact, it's like it's inaccurate because it's done it like the impact of what happens is so much more visceral because it's something that you never would have thought would happen because it's not even historically accurate to what the actual events were. And this movie does that in a lot of ways. It's like they're making this movie called Meg, written by a black kid, directed first-time director who's quote-unquote mixed race. He's supposed to be half Asian. He's trying to revitalize the career of this Asian actress that kind of got snubbed for this amazing performance. I don't think, or maybe she just never got cast for this performance. His girlfriend is black, and he's, she's trying to get the lead role in this movie that gets greenlit. So it's like these people, these underdogs in Hollywood that are coming together. The wife of the studio head that's producing the movie, the studio head has a heart attack, so she takes over running the studio, so she's able to greenlight all of these crazy. It's just like, so you're following the kind of stressful nature of how a movie was made potentially back then, but also a movie that's being made that is breaking all of the rules of Hollywood in so many ways. And it's just, I was addicted to this show. It was so good. And the ending of the show, the ending of the season, I think it's the last episode where they're at the Academy Awards, was just like there's a dash of reality. Like Rock Hudson is one of the characters who's like closeted gay, but in the show he comes out. Like there's this big statement where his boyfriend is the screenwriter, the black kid who wrote the screenplay that the movie was based on, and they go to the Academy Awards and they come out as it's just, and how everything's it was just from top to bottom an amazing show. And I hope it goes more. But the kind of the altered history, because I don't think that movie ever existed. I'm pretty sure that a bunch of minorities didn't win Oscars all in the same year, let alone a movie being produced that would break so many rules. But man, it like made my heart feel so good to like see it, like so emotional watching it. So good. Just interesting, new. All the characters are fleshed out and great. Like just so much of the show is amazing. So if you're looking for a really amazing, I don't know where they're gonna go in season 2, but or if there's a season 2, I hope there's a season 2. But it was amazing. If not, even if it's just a single season and it's done. Man, it's just so good. By the end, it's just like my heart was exploding. Because it's just so good. Because you fall in love with these people, you're rooting for them, and they're living in a time where it's like exponentially more difficult for them to find success in what they're trying to do. And it's just, I really loved it. So if you have Netflix, which everybody of course does, go check out Hollywood. It's a must watch. It's a must watch for sure. Be sure to go check out our sponsor, Station House Coffee, on Instagram at stationhousecoffee.com for small batch, single origin, premium coffee, brewed in Vermont, delivered directly to you. Support small business and order your coffee now at stationhousecoffee.com and follow Station House Coffee on Instagram. Also, if If you're looking for new cell phone service and save some money, you can get $25 in credit by signing up with Ting over at inspireddisorder.com/Ting. That's Ting. It's the same best coverage, same low rates, now with 3 coast-to-coast networks. Go sign up now for $25 of device credit when you sign up through my link, inspireddisorder.com/Ting. That's Ting. New episodes of The Ray Taylor Show come out every single day. Subscribe on IGTV, YouTube, and everywhere else podcasts are found. Go buy my artwork and merchandise for this show over at inspireddisorder.com. Follow the show on Instagram at Ray Taylor Show. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Peace out!